Hello, and you're watching the History Fella channel. In today's video we're looking at George Herbert Walker Bush. George Bush was born on June the 12th, 1924 and would die on November the 30th, 2018. George Bush was an American politician, diplomat and businessman who served as the 41st President of the United States from 1989 to 1993. A member of the Republican Party, he also served as the 43rd Vice President from 1981 to 1989 under Ronald Reagan, and in various other federal positions prior to that. Bush was born into the wealthy, established New England Bush family and was raised in Greenwich, Connecticut. He attended Phillips Academy before serving as a pilot in the United States Navy Reserve during World War II. Afterwards, he graduated from Yale and moved to West Texas, where he established a successful oil company. Following an unsuccessful run for the United States Senate in 1964, he was elected to represent Texas's 7th Congressional District in 1966. President Richard Nixon appointed Bush as an ambassador to the United Nations in 1971 and as chairman of the Republican National Committee in 1973. President Gerald Ford appointed him as the chief of the liaison office to the People's Republic of China in 1974 and as the director of Central Intelligence in 1976. Bush ran for president in 1980, but was defeated in the Republican presidential primaries by Ronald Reagan, who then selected Bush as his vice presidential running mate. In the 1988 presidential election, Bush defeated Democrat Michael Dukakis. Foreign policy drove Bush's presidency as he navigated the final years of the Cold War and played a key role in the reunification of Germany. He presided over the invasion of Panama and the Gulf War, ending the Iraqi occupation of Kuwait in the latter conflict. Though the agreement was not ratified until after he left office, Bush negotiated and signed the North American Free Trade Agreement, which created a trade bloc consisting of the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Domestically, Bush reneged on the 1988 campaign promise by enacting legislation to raise taxes to justify reducing the budget deficit. He championed and signed 3 pieces of bipartisan legislation in 1990: the Americans with Disabilities Act, the Immigration Act, and the Clean Air Act amendments. He also appointed David Souter and Clarence Thomas to the Supreme Court. Bush lost the 1992 presidential election to Democrat Bill Clinton, following an economic recession. His turnaround on his tax promise and the increased emphasis on foreign policy in a post-Cold War political climate. After leaving office in 1993, Bush was active in humanitarian activities, often working alongside Clinton. With the victory of his son, George W. Bush, in the 2000 presidential election, the two became the second father and son pair to serve as the nation's president, following John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Another son, Jeb Bush, unsuccessfully sought the Republican presidential nomination in the 2016 primaries. Historians generally rank Bush as an above-average president.